Yeah, so my name is Braden. I'm currently in San Antonio, Texas, and all I did was I think I bought two entries for, I think it was the cheap ones or whatever. I think $3 each. It was the last day. I was like, screw it. I had a Scion before. A Scion TC was actually my first car. Um, so I was like, you know what? I've entered a couple of them. What's $6? Let me just throw a couple entries in there, and turns out $6, those two entries was all I needed, and I got the title paperwork and everything in the mail yesterday. So it's 100% real. I mean, I haven't seen the car yet. I think it was supposed to be delivered today, hopefully. But yeah, I've got paperwork and everything, and it's crazy. I couldn't believe that it actually happened. So a while. I would say probably at least a year, maybe two. I've entered in a number of giveaways. I think. I mean, I most recently entered even for the Civic Type R, the EK9 hatch, because that's one of my other dream cars, is the Championship White EK9 hatch. So fingers crossed. The winner hasn't been announced for that one yet, so I might be making another video for you here in the next week. But yeah, it's been a while. I've got a couple of things. I got, hats, blankets, shirts. I just went through a couple different things, and eventually I was like, I don't need much more merch anymore because I've got so much. So the digital entries and everything have been what I've been going to basically since then. Yeah, I did the Suzuki Carry, the most recent kitted out one that y'all did, the white one. I've done definitely at least one or two Supras. I did the gray 300ZX, the Z32, I think. Probably an R34 or something. Definitely an MR2 and an Evo before. So I would say, I mean, probably 5 to 10 cars at least I've probably entered for. I mean, it's everybody's answers, right? I mean, the Fast and Furious movies. My dad, I think, had the first 2 or 3 on DVD, and they came out when I was 7, 8, 9 years old or something like that. So I'd always had Hot Wheels and stuff growing up. So it's basically like, for my generation at least, like the entry point of having a bunch of Hot Wheels, seeing the Fast and Furious movies, and then it started from there. And I've been into JDM cars and everything since then. My first car, like I said, was a Scion. I've had 3 Miatas. I've had 3 86s. I've had, I've had a couple S14s. I had one E36 BMW. I had one GTI. So I dabbled into the European market for a bit, but definitely I had an FD RX-7 for a little bit at one point, S2K. So yeah, I'm definitely a JDM guy at heart, and it all came from Fast and Furious. So yeah, it was like I touched on a little bit. My first car was a Scion, so I've always said that that's the best car that I've ever owned. My first car was a Scion TC. I was in high school. I had no other bills, so all the money I had, I could just put into mods. So I had coilovers, wheels, full exhaust, and the whole, late 2000 or early 2010s, like sticker bombing and lip kit and stuff like that. That was 100% what I did. And I loved the heck out of that car. I got rid of it when I got to college because I thought it was cool to drive Miatas. So I started really into getting Miatas then. But I've always missed that car, and then this came up. It was the release series, so it's got the crazy purple color, which was awesome. It's got SBC RPF ones and God spec, so who doesn't like those? And it's a manual, and it's a Toyota, so it's going to run forever. So that's why I was like, not a lot of people entering. This thing's cool. It's wacky. Let me just, like I said, let me just throw a couple entries at it and see if I get lucky, and I did. So yeah, so like, I'm sure everybody probably has a little bit of hesitation because you don't expect to win a car for $6. So it's, I mean, yeah, you texted me and I was like, really? Like, are you actually sure? And then it was the screenshot of my order. I could tell that it was from the business side. So I was like, all right, this is probably legit. And then you called me and you verified the same thing as well. And then you emailed. So I was like, all right, well, I guess this is all real. And it's once like the reality set in, that's when I was like, all right, like this is sick. Like I told my wife and she was like, what the hell? Like, she's like, you entered in for another one? And I was like, yeah, and I actually won this time. So, but yeah, it was definitely weird at first. Obviously, you're not expecting to win. You just, you know, put an entry or two in and hope, like I said, hope you get lucky. And then once you get that, you know, call, text, email, it's saying, hey, this is actually like, this is real, you won. You're like, well, all right, well, let me start looking up insurance and let me start looking up mods and let me start looking up, you know, everything else. So it's cool. It's definitely, it's real. Like I said, I got the seeing the title and the paperwork in the mail and everything yesterday. I was like, wow, I guess this is 100%. If there was any other doubt, this is confirming it right here. So, I don't know. I'll probably, I've thought about it. I'll probably take it to, you know, just like a early morning cars and coffee or something like that. That's like the extent of the shows that I go to and stuff now. But I'll probably do that. I might autocross it once or twice just for the heck of it. Because I've done a couple autocrosses in the past. I used to autocross my Miata all the time and stuff, but like I haven't had a car, like just I drive a Tacoma, so I can't autocross a Tacoma. So I might just do that for fun and just see how crazy that's going to be, see how slow it is, or see how, you know, how it might classify in whatever the updated SCCA rules are now. But yeah, just cruise. Like honestly, just the only immediate thoughts I've had was lower it a little bit more, and maybe throw a stereo in it, and a sub. But other than that, just cruise around. I haven't seen one at all since I've been here in a long time. I haven't seen one of these at least done up nicely in a while. So it'll definitely be the only one in the area that I know of. Yeah, I mean, definitely keep entering it. I've said it before. I even entered I just won one while I was in Japan, and then another car came up that I was interested in, so I entered again. I now knowing that it's real, it puts a little bit more of like that confidence behind me. Because I've only known one other person. My friend actually won a bike giveaway like 2 or 3 years ago. He won a BMW S1000 RR. And it was the only bike giveaway that company ever did because they lost so much money on it. It's like a 30 grand bike, and I think they only sold like 1,000 entries at like $20 or something like that. So I knew that it was real from his aspect of it, and like I said, I've just enter cars that you like. I mean, if you've got the disposable income, like I said, I had $6 that I could toss there. So I did it, but you know, $25 here, $50 there. You can't win if you don't play. So